Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a card with embossed snowflake detailing going on, and my Gnome for the Holiday stamp I've watercoloured with pencils. So I'm going to show you some quick and easy tips for that. Now, my card, you start off with a full-size sheet of cardstock, whether it's International A4 or American 8.5 by 11. Full sheet, cut it in half, whichever direction you want, and score it in half. Your embossed panel is going to be 1/2 centimetre shorter and narrower than that part there, or 1/4 inch. This part here, this dark blue one, is going to be 2.5 centimetres shorter and narrower, which is 1 inch shorter and narrower. And this one here, this white panel that I'm going to stamp on, 3 centimetres shorter and narrower, so about 1.25 inches shorter and narrower. I'm not going to write down the dimensions in my description on my blog because it will get complicated, because I need to do International A4 metric, International A4 imperial, American 8.5 by 11. It's just going to confuse everybody. That's the simplest way to do it. Okay, so this was Pacific Point with Balmy Blue. I'm going Melon Mambo with Blushing Bride. So the first thing I want to do is I want to emboss this, and it's dry embossing. So I've got my embossing folder, and this one's called Winter Snow. So pretty, really very, very pretty. And I'm going to put that in there, and I'm not sending it all the way to the top because I don't know if you can see, there isn't actually embossing going right to the top. So don't send it all the way up to the hinge. Sort of centralize it, center it. Okay, right, so I need platform number 1. I don't need my magnetic plate, and I don't need my thin die adapter. I do need a clear plate, then my embossing folder, and then another clear plate. And I'm just going to send that through. I'll just put it this way so I've got a better grip. And that should be beautifully embossed. How fabulous is that? You can probably see the shadow. There we go. It's just gorgeous. So this is the raised size. That's the debossed size. So embossed, debossed. Right, so I'm going to put that to one side, and then I've got my panels here. So Gnome for the Holidays. Such a fun set. It really is. Not completely sure I understand the gnomes at Christmas thing. I kind of... Elves, get it, you know, Father Christmas's helpers are elves, but gnomes are a thing right now. So I'm going to take my girl, who I've not yet stamped with, and the house, and I'm not sure about the sentiment yet. I'm going to come to that shortly. So, I've done that one. Right, I'm going to take a big block and put it over the top of my white cardstock. And I'm going to put my gnome house on the opposite side, because obviously it's going to become kind of like a mirror image. That should fit on there, and she should fit on there. About right. And I'm going to go for, I'm going to grab my memento. It actually stays on, I want. Quick clean up. Bear with. Stays on is the one I want. Force of habit to use memento now. So memento is for blends. Stays on is for watercolouring. Okay. And I'm going to get that on there. Perfect. Easy peasy single stamping with 2 stamps. Right. I have, while I'm waiting for that to dry a second, I've got my stays on here, and you need to keep this lid on here at all times because it dries out. So what I've done is I've put 2 dimensionals in the top, and when you push it on, it sticks to that, and it means you won't ever lose that little plastic bit. Top tip today. All right, I want this to dry, so I'm just going to clean up these stamps again. I showed you my stamping scrub in a video the other day, so I'm not going to bring it on camera again, but it's just there. Let's pop these away. Undecided about the sentiment yet. Come back to that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to grab it now. So, do I want Holly Jolly Everything, or there's no place like Gnome for the Christmas season? I liked that one, but I think I'm going to go Holly Jolly Everything this time. And I just happen to have a strip, so I'm hoping that's going to fit. Don't know if it's going to. I'm hopeful. I really hope this will fit, because that literally was a strip. Oh, it does. Brilliant. Strips left over from making customer thank you cards. Might as well use it. Okay, let me just trim that off. And like I say, I want this to fully dry before I start working. I'm going to put that in there. It's perfect. That I now can't get out. Oh, it's my tweezers. It's gone in a little bit too far. There we go. Right, that was the Banners Pick-a-Punch. Love this thing. I use this one here, way more than pretty much any other punch I use. I hope it never retires. Okay, so that's done. Let me zoom in. So, I've got my watercolour pencils here. This is both sets of them. So we have a set, I think, that's got 10 in and a set that's got 15 in. These are reasonably new, actually, and that's mostly because I had old retired ones in my jar, and I also had some from kits and things, and actually my dad needed to do a project, so I said, Dad, here, have all of mine and I'll just buy new, and then I know I've got exactly the right stuff now. So I've got all my pencils. They sit in a Stampin' Up mug we were given one year on my desk, and then I've got 3 blender pens. So when you buy the blender pens, you get a set of 3. Right, so I'm hopeful that you can see that, and the pencil. So I want to go green with her hat. I wish I could zoom in a little bit more, but I can't. So as you can see, and I will bring this closer to the camera, I've not coloured that in perfectly. I've just scribbled round sort of the centre point. And with watercolour pencils, and I kind of recall this from my own childhood days. Focus on that, not the pencils. There we go. I kind of recall that from my own childhood days. I thought you had to dip a watercolour pencil in water and then colour with it. No, you lay it down and then you introduce your liquid to it. So I've got my blender pens here, and I'm just scribbling off to make sure it's completely clean. And you start with the centre area, or the central point of where you've laid colour down, and you just move it around. Don't ask me what watercolour pencils are made of. I have no idea. None whatsoever. But that has moved it around. So where it was scribbled before, I've moved it around so it goes right up to the edges. Brilliant, huh? So to clean off, you just scribble until it's clean. Right, no idea what I'm going to colour this girl, what colour I'm going to colour her. So I'm going to go with a sort of pale peachy for cheeks and nose. I've got a bit more holly down here. I've got a hot pink card base, so I might make her dress that colour. This is brilliant if you're not very good at staying inside the lines. I'm not very good at staying inside the lines. I'm going to go Flirty Flamingo for the edge of her dress. And her arms. Yeah, I'm not so good at the staying inside the lines bit. Cherry cobbler berries. Blonde hair. Don't really know why. And let's just colour in some of these baubles. I'm just grabbing colours here at random. I find that if I do this bit first, lay down my colour first, and then go in with the blends, it helps me pick out where I've missed bits, because I miss bits frequently. Oh, I've got dropsy. Right. I know it's, you know, a Christmas card and autumn and wintry and stuff like that, but I'm having green leaves because we, you know, evergreen. And I'm really not worried about whether this flows or is right, because my watercolouring is going to sort all of that out. I had a red front door before. I don't think I want a red front door this time because it would clash. I don't know, shall I have a black front door? That's purple. Apparently I'm having a purple front door. Here's the end of it. I was looking that way down on it. I was looking on the end. Oh, focus on me, not everything else. There we go. I was looking on the end. I thought it was black. It's not. It's gorgeous grape. But yeah, we're having a purple front door. Now let me get the black. I've lost the black now. There it is. I don't even know that I picked up black before. Bit in there, and I'm looking for my basic grey. There it is, because otherwise she's hovering in no man's land. So a little scribble under her feet, little scribble down the path there, and I'm going to start coming in with my colours. So dress, and you can tell I'm concentrating. I go quiet when I concentrate. Okay, scribble off to clean. I've just knocked that over and they've all gone all over my desk. That's no good, just can't have a messy desk. And, oh, she had shoes there. And this pink, I don't really want her to be completely pink in the face, but you know, it's winter, she might be a bit cold. She picked up a bit of chill on her pink cheeks. Right, sort out the hair. So I tend to do one colour at a time before then scribbling off. Right, so she's all coloured in, so let's do these festoon lights. I so want to have festoon lights in my garden, except I don't want to have them all around the fencing. I would want them strung from side to side, but I don't really know how I can do that. So if anybody's got festoon lights in their garden, can you please send me some photographs, please? Because I'd like some inspiration as to how I could get festoon lights up in my house or in my garden. When I see festoon lights and I think of, you know, Christmas markets, not that those are happening this year, but, you know, evenings in public areas, public spaces, they are strung side to side and they go across the walkway. We had a market on in my local town not that long ago, and they had festoon lights, but it was from one market stall to the next. They were the sort of, you know, very traditional wood shuttered, you know, the ones with like a stable door at the front, and that had dropped down, and that's where they served, you know, whatever it is you were buying. But yeah, and so they had these festoon lights and they were strung sort of like that. But I want to get festoon lights, and like I say, I don't know that I would want to have them just around my fencing. And our fences are 6 foot tall, which means that if I strung them from one fence to another in a sort of a zigzag, my husband and my eldest son would, I don't know, they'd strangle themselves walking around the garden. So yeah, if anybody's got any ideas, let me know. Right, she's not quite pinked properly on her face. So that is easy watercolouring, I think. I want to show you one more thing, and I need a scrap of white. So let me come in with this lovely purple again. So I have got a couple of techniques to show you that I'm apparently going to break my pencil. Okay, so I've done dark, medium and light. So I'm going to come in with my watercolour pencil. And sorry, not my watercolour pencil, my blender pen. So you get a real depth of colour there. You get a paler colour. And then a very pale. So you get the 3 different colours. But you can also do this with aqua painters, which I don't have one handy, and Wink of Stella. So here's Wink of Stella, moving that all around. And there. And so you can have the same technique, but one is glittery. How clever is that? I love Wink of Stella. I love it. I could not live without it. And actually, I did Wink of Stella on my little gnome's hat. Should I Wink of Stella her dress or something? Let's do that. Because why not? You can never have too much glitter, right? And you wipe off the same way. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, she's got a glittery dress. Pretty. Right, let me zoom back out again and finish off this card. My zoom is attached to my camera, so when I touch it, it makes my camera bounce. Okay. So seal onto there and onto my pink layer, and then more on here. Oh, I did not do that straight at all. Am I going to be able to get that off? Whew. Yes. That's straight. Oops. Onto there, and then all I've got left to do now is pop my greeting up. I've got some dimensionals around. Here we go. Oh, she's cute with her glittery dress. And I'm going to pop it that side this time. And that is my easy watercolouring technique. I say mine, it's not mine, other people have done it too, but it's my share with you. So I hope you like it. I hope that's useful. Grab some watercolour pencils. They're absolutely fantastic. Like I say, this is 2 sets and the blender pens that you get 3 of. I don't use aqua painters when I'm doing this. I will use Wink of Stella or blender pens. Whatever you use, you're going to get a gorgeous result. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.